The day Sofia had dreamed of for months was finally here, her wedding day. The union of two cultures, two families, was supposed to symbolize love and harmony. But behind the dazzling decorations and cheerful guests, storms were brewing. Sofia adjusted the embroidery on her dress, a modern gown with subtle nods to Indian tradition, her way of honoring Raj's heritage while staying true to her own style. She smiled nervously, glancing at Raj, who stood nearby, exchanging laughter with his groomsmen. But then she felt it, the searing gaze of Priyanka, Raj's mother, fixed firmly on her from across the room. Sofia. The single word cut through the air like a warning. Sofia turned, her smile faltering as Priyanka approached, her sari flowing elegantly behind her. This dress, it's unsuitable for a wedding in our culture. Sofia's heart sank. She had spent weeks choosing the perfect balance of tradition and modernity, hoping it would resonate with both families. I'm so sorry if it feels that way. I just wanted to blend my background with yours, to celebrate both. Priyanka tilted her head, her lips curling into a faint, unimpressed smile. Blending is one thing, Sofia. Respect is another. Sofia felt her cheeks burn with a mixture of embarrassment and frustration. She glanced at Raj, who hadn't noticed the exchange, too busy posing for photos with his cousins. She swallowed hard, plastering a smile back on her face. But the sting lingered. For the rest of the evening, Priyanka's comments continued subtle digs that only Sofia seemed to catch. You know, in our family, daughters-in-law always wear traditional saris. It's a sign of respect. Oh yes, of course. It shows their understanding of culture. Sofia overheard, her chest tightening. She wanted so badly to interject, to defend herself, but instead, she remained silent. Raj, oblivious to the tension, laughed at a joke Priyanka made while Sofia stood in the shadows of their interaction. She felt like an outsider at her own wedding, her excitement slowly being replaced by doubt. Later during the traditional wedding rituals, Priyanka's criticisms continued. Oh, you should have practiced these gestures more. They will look awkward in the photos. Sofia tried to ignore her but couldn't shake the feeling that nothing she did was good enough. The final blow came during the reception, when Sofia overheard Priyanka speaking to one of Raj's aunts. I just don't think she understands our traditions yet. It's concerning, really. But let's hope she learns over time. The words sliced through Sofia like a dagger. She felt her throat tighten, tears threatening to spill over. She had worked so hard to honor Raj's family, yet here she was, being judged for every decision she made. Why can't she see how much I want to belong? Am I not enough? What if Raj notices her disappointment? Will he regret choosing me? The weight of the evening settled heavily on Sofia's shoulders as she looked around the room. Raj was her safe harbor, her soulmate. But his mother's disapproval cast a long shadow over what should have been the happiest day of her life. And so, the tone of their relationship was set. Priyanka's subtle criticisms would linger like an unspoken challenge, while Sofia tried desperately to prove she was worthy. I have to make this work. I have to show her I'm good enough. But as the days passed, Sofia's efforts to win Priyanka's approval began to take their toll. Life after the wedding was supposed to be the start of something beautiful, a fresh chapter for Sofia and Raj. But that dream was quickly overshadowed by Priyanka's overbearing presence, which seeped into their lives like an uninvited guest. The first time Priyanka showed up unannounced, Sofia didn't think much of it. I was in the neighborhood. Thought I'd check on my darling son and my new daughter-in-law, of course. But her friendly visits soon became frequent interruptions. Oh, Sophia dear, is this how you store spices? No wonder the curry tastes different. I'll show you the proper way. Sophia felt her stomach twist as Priyanka moved things around, her tone saccharine but barbed. Different? What does she mean by different? Is it wrong? Does Raj think it's wrong too? Priyanka's critiques extended beyond the kitchen. She had opinions on everything, how Sophia folded laundry, how tidy the living room was, even the decor. These curtains are fine, but don't you think something more traditional would suit this space better? I can bring some next time. One evening, over dinner, Priyanka brought up Sophia's job. Teaching is noble, of course, but have you considered a career that's a bit more flexible? Something where you could spend more time at home? The words stung, though Priyanka's tone remained smooth and sweet. Raj, as usual, seemed unaware of the tension. You know Sophia, Mom. She loves her job. But Priyanka wasn't finished. Of course. Of course. But it does seem like a lot to juggle, doesn't it? Career, home, family. It's important to prioritize. Later, as Sophia washed the dishes, Priyanka's words echoed in her mind. Why does everything I do feel like a test? Why does she always make me feel like I'm not enough? But Sophia's real heartbreak came when she overheard a late-night conversation between Priyanka and Raj. I'm just saying, Raj, you should be careful. Sophia's a sweet girl, but do you really think she understands what it takes to be part of this family? To truly commit? There was a pause. Sophia held her breath, her heart pounding. Come on, Mom. Sophia's great. She's doing her best. But Priyanka pressed on. Sometimes doing her best isn't enough. Marriage is about loyalty, sacrifice. You need a wife who will put family first, Raj. Is that what he thinks too? That I'm not putting the family first? What more can I do? The next day, Sophia confided in her best friend Grace during their weekly coffee outing. Sophia, this isn't okay. You can't keep letting her walk all over you. Have you talked to Raj about any of this? Sophia sighed, her voice trembling. I've tried, Grace, but he doesn't see it. He thinks I'm overreacting. And what if I am? What if it's just me? Grace shook her head firmly. It's not just you. Boundaries, Sophia. You need to set boundaries for yourself and for your marriage. Priyanka might not like it, but she has to respect you. That evening, Sophia mustered the courage to bring up the issue with Raj. Raj, can we talk? It's about your mom. Raj glanced up, his expression puzzled. What about her? Sophia hesitated, choosing her words carefully. It's just, I feel like she's always criticizing me. It's little things, but they add up. And I overheard her talking to you last night. Raj's brow furrowed. What do you mean? She said that I don't understand what it takes to be part of this family, that I'm not loyal enough. Raj, I'm trying so hard, but I feel like nothing I do is good enough for her. Raj sighed, rubbing the back of his neck. Sophia, you're reading too much into it. That's just how Mom is. She doesn't mean anything by it. Sophia's frustration bubbled over. Raj, this isn't just about her tone. It's about how she makes me feel like I'm not welcome in my own home. Am I supposed to just ignore that? Raj shifted uncomfortably. You know she loves you, right? She wants what's best for us. Maybe you just need to not take it so personally. Not take it personally? How do I separate myself from this when I'm the one being judged? Does he even hear me? The conversation ended in silence, with Raj retreating to the bedroom and Sophia left sitting on the couch, her mind racing. Maybe Grace is right. Maybe I need to stand up for myself, even if Raj won't. But where do I even start? The evening had started innocently enough, a family dinner that Sophia hoped would be uneventful. But as dessert was served, the mood shifted, and Sophia quickly realized she was the unspoken topic of conversation. The elephant in the room everyone was now compelled to address. Sophia, I brought everyone together tonight because there are some concerns within the family about how you've been behaving. Sophia froze. Her grip on the counter tightened until her knuckles turned white. Dread began to pool in her stomach. Concerns? What is she talking about? What is she trying to do? Concerns? I don't understand. What exactly do you mean? Priyanka gestured dramatically, leaning forward as though delivering a sermon. I won't sugarcoat it, Sophia. You've been disrespectful. To me, to the traditions of this family. You don't seem to appreciate the sacrifices we've made to build what we have. And it's not just me who feels this way. She's trying to humiliate me, no. She's trying to destroy me. But why is no one saying anything? Why won't Raj say something? Sophia turned toward Raj, her voice trembling. Raj, is this true? Did you know about this? Raj shifted uncomfortably in his seat, his hands clasped tightly together. His silence was deafening. He knew. He knew. And he didn't warn me. Priyanka continued, her voice dripping with condescension. Sophia, a daughter-in-law is supposed to uphold the dignity of the family, but instead you undermine it. You behave as if you're above our traditions. It's selfish and unbecoming. Selfish? I've done nothing but try to fit in. I've made sacrifices, Priyanka. I've gone out of my way to make everyone feel comfortable. But it's never enough for you, is it? Priyanka's tone sharpened, her voice harder now. It's not about being enough, Sophia. It's about respect. Respect for this family and its values. Sophia felt the weight of the room pressing down on her, her heartbeat pounding in her ears. Wasn't this supposed to be her family now? Why did it feel like an attack? This isn't a conversation, it's a trial. And I'm the one being judged. She looked around the table, her chest tightening as she scanned the faces of Raj's relatives. Their expressions ranged from discomfort to quiet agreement. No one spoke in her defense. No one dared to challenge Priyanka. I've respected this family since the day I married Raj. But you, she pointed at Priyanka, you've never respected me. You criticize me. You belittle me. And now you're turning people against me. What's your goal here, Priyanka? To break me? Priyanka leaned back, a small, triumphant smile creeping onto her face. This isn't about breaking you, Sophia. This is about accountability. Someone had to say it. The room fell silent, and Sophia felt her chest constrict with rage, humiliation, and sadness all at once. Raj finally spoke, his voice subdued. Sophia, maybe we need to take a step back and think about this calmly. Sophia whipped around to face him, disbelief flashing in her eyes. Calmly? Raj, she's attacking me in front of your entire family. Do you even hear what she's saying? He's choosing her. Again, no matter how much I try, she'll always come first. Sophia's voice cracked as the storm inside her spilled over. I can't do this anymore. I can't keep putting myself through this, trying to prove something that you don't even see. Raj's expression shifted, guilt flashing momentarily across his face. Sophia, you're blowing this out of proportion. Sophia laughed bitterly, tears streaming down her cheeks. Out of proportion, Raj, your mother has been undermining me since the day we met. She's been questioning my character, planting doubts in your head, and now she's dragging your entire family into it. How am I supposed to feel? Priyanka interjected, her tone icy yet controlled. Maybe if you spent less time playing the victim, Sophia, you'd see where you've gone wrong. Sophia's voice trembled with fury as she turned to Priyanka. I'm not playing the victim. I'm standing up for myself for once. And if that makes me a disappointment in your eyes, Priyanka, then so be it. Sophia, please can we talk about this? Sophia turned her tear-streaked face toward him, her voice raw and broken. What's there to talk about, Raj? That your mother thinks I'm not good enough? That you agree with her? Raj shook his head emphatically. I don't think that, Sophia. You know I don't. Then why don't you defend me? Why do you let her talk about me like I'm some outsider who doesn't belong? Raj hesitated, searching for words that wouldn't make things worse. I just don't want to cause a bigger fight. It won't help anything. Sophia stepped closer, pain and anger radiating from her. You don't want to cause a fight, Raj. This isn't about avoiding conflict. It's about standing by your wife, about protecting me from being torn apart by your family. Raj's voice softened, barely above a whisper. I didn't know she planned to do this tonight. I swear. Sophia scoffed, shaking her head in disbelief. It doesn't matter if you knew or not. What matters is that you let it happen. You always let it happen, Raj, and I'm done being the one who fights alone. Raj's expression turned desperate, his voice rising slightly. I'm trying, Sophia, but you need to understand it's not easy for me either. She's my mom. You don't just go against her. Sophia stared at him, her voice breaking again. So what am I supposed to do, Raj? Keep pretending everything's fine while your mother tears me down? Or should I walk away because, honestly, that's starting to feel like my only option here. I love him. I love him so much. But is love enough to survive this? Raj's shoulders slumped, and for the first time that evening, he looked truly shaken. Please don't say that. I don't want to lose you, Sophia. Sophia's voice softened, a hint of vulnerability peeking through. Then show me, Raj. Show me you're on my side, because I can't keep doing this alone. Sophia's hands trembled as she shuffled through the stack of faded photographs and brittle letters she'd found tucked away in an old box Raj had reluctantly retrieved from his mother's house. Each image carried a story, every word in the letters offering glimpses into Priyanka's past, a past Sophia had been painfully unaware of. This can't be real. Could this be why she's so cruel? Is she trying to relive her own life through me, or punish me for something I had nothing to do with? One photo caught her attention. A young Priyanka sitting beside her husband, her smile forced, her eyes distant. The letters confirmed the truth. Priyanka's marriage had been riddled with heartache. Years of neglect, anger, and emotional manipulation were scribbled across the pages in ink that seemed to bleed pain at every stroke. "What are you doing with those?" Sofia looked up sharply, her voice laced with frustration. "Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me your mom went through all of this?" Raj hesitated, glancing at the photographs as though they were ghosts from his past. "I didn't think it mattered." Sofia's voice rose slightly, disbelief coloring her tone. "It times matter, Raj. She's been treating me like I'm some villain in her story. But maybe it's not about me at all. Maybe it's about times her asterisk." Raj sighed, rubbing the back of his neck. "Sofia, you don't understand. She doesn't talk about these things. Never has. She always acted like everything was fine." Sofia slammed the photograph onto the table, her voice shaking. "Well, it times wasn't times fine, Raj. And now, she's dragging times us times into it. I've been tearing myself apart trying to understand why she hates me so much. And now I find out she's been carrying this weight all along." Raj's shoulders slumped as he sank into the chair across from her. "I didn't want you to get involved in this mess. It's her baggage, not yours." Sofia leaned forward, her tone softening but still firm. "But I am times involved, Raj. She's made sure of that. And if we don't deal with it, it's going to keep poisoning everything." "He's trying, but he doesn't see it yet. He doesn't see how much his silence hurts me too." Raj's voice broke through the silence, his tone hesitant. "Do you really think confronting her will change anything? She's stubborn, Sofia. She's not going to listen." Sofia's gaze hardened, determination flickering in her tear-filled eyes. "If we don't try, nothing will change. I can't keep living like this, Raj, and honestly, neither can you." Priyanka's eyes narrowed as she glanced between Sofia and Raj. "What is this about? If you came to lecture me, I have no interest in hearing it." Raj shifted uncomfortably, but Sofia spoke up, her voice steady despite the quivering in her chest. "We didn't come to lecture you, Priyanka, but we need to talk. About us. About everything." Priyanka scoffed, leaning back into her chair. "Everything? You mean your complaints about me, don't you?" Raj interjected, his tone calm but insistent. "No, Mom. This is bigger than that. It's about the way things have been. About why you treat Sofia the way you do." Priyanka's expression darkened, her voice sharp. "I treat her the way a mother-in-law times should asterisk. It's not my fault if she's too sensitive." Sofia drew in a deep breath, her eyes locking onto Priyanka's. "I've tried so hard to understand you, Priyanka, to make peace with how you see me. But I realized something recently. You're not just angry at me, are you? You're angry at life, at what you went through. And you're taking all that anger out on me." Priyanka opened her mouth to respond but faltered, the words caught in her throat. She's shaken. I didn't think she'd let herself feel the weight of this, but maybe she has no choice now. Raj leaned forward, his voice soft. "Mom, I didn't know everything. About your marriage. About Dad. But Sofia found your letters, your photos. And we understand now. We're not here to judge you. We just want things to change." Priyanka's voice cracked as she snapped back. "You had no right to go through my things. Those are private." Sofia's voice remained steady, though her hands clenched tightly in her lap. I didn't mean to invade your privacy. I was desperate to understand why you act the way you do. And now I do. Priyanka, you don't have to keep carrying this pain alone. But you can't times keep making me your scapegoat. Priyanka let out a shaky sigh, her voice quieter now. You don't understand. You'll never understand what I went through. The sacrifices I made, the years I wasted trying to fix something that was beyond repair. Raj reached out, placing a hand over hers gently. You're right, we don't understand fully. But you don't have to keep living in that pain, Mom. You don't have to keep letting it control you. Priyanka's voice broke, tears streaming down her face. I don't know how to let it go. I don't know how to move on from everything. You don't have to do it alone, but you have to acknowledge it first. You have to see how it's hurting you and hurting us. Priyanka's voice was barely audible, her tone broken but sincere. I'll think about it. About talking to someone. About therapy. Raj exhaled, his relief palpable. That's all we ask, Mom. Just try. For yourself. For us. The room felt heavier than ever, yet there was a strange sense of relief in the air, like a storm that had finally begun to pass. Priyanka dabbed her eyes with the tissue, hesitating before speaking. I never thought I'd be talking about this. Not with you. Not with anyone. Sofia leaned forward slightly, her voice calm but resolute. We're not here to judge you, Priyanka, and we don't want to hurt you, but this cycle has to stop. You think I don't know that? You think I haven't wanted to stop? I didn't know how. Raj cleared his throat, his voice steady but tinged with emotion. Mom, you've spent so much of your life carrying this pain, this anger. I can see now how much it's shaped everything, how it shaped you, even when you didn't realize it. But you don't have to keep carrying it. You don't have to fight this alone anymore. Priyanka's eyes welled up again, her voice breaking. You don't understand what it's like to feel like you've failed at the one thing that should have mattered most. To give everything you have and still feel like you weren't enough. No, I can't imagine exactly what you've been through, but I do know what it feels like to be hurt. To feel like you're not enough, no matter how hard you try. And that's why I want to help you, Priyanka. But I also need to protect myself in the process. Priyanka let out a shaky sigh, nodding slightly. So what do we do now? How do we fix this mess I've made? Sofia's voice was unwavering. We start with honesty, with acknowledging the harm that's been done not just to you, but to all of us. And then, maybe, we can begin to heal. Raj interjected gently. Mom, therapy could be a good step. Talking to someone who can help you untangle all of this. Someone who can guide you through it. Priyanka hesitated, her brow furrowing. Therapy. I don't know if I can. It feels so foreign, so uncomfortable. Sofia placed her hands in her lap, her voice soft but insistent. Healing is never comfortable at first, but you deserve to feel free of this weight, and we deserve a chance to build something better together. There was a long silence, one that felt more productive than painful. Priyanka opened her eyes, her voice barely above a whisper. I'll try. I can't promise I'll be perfect, but I'll try. That's all we're asking for. Just try, Mom. Sofia handed Priyanka a bowl, her voice light. Here, you can mix this if you'd like. Priyanka took the bowl, pausing for a moment before speaking. You know, I never thought I'd say this, but you're actually a good cook. I think you've even outdone me in some dishes. Was that a compliment from you? Don't get used to it. They both chuckled, the sound light and unburdened. For the first time in years, the laughter felt real. Priyanka set down her fork, glancing between Sofia and Raj. I know I still have a long way to go, but thank you for not giving up on me. Raj smiled, nodding. We're family, Mom, and family doesn't give up on each other. Sofia's voice was steady, her words carrying weight. All we want is a relationship built on respect and understanding, and I think we're finally getting there. Sofia paused her writing, looking thoughtfully out the window as the late afternoon sunlight streamed in. This journey has been one of the hardest things I've ever faced. I had to learn to stand up for myself, to set boundaries, and to hold on to my sense of self, even when it felt impossible. She smiled faintly, her eyes soft but determined. But I also learned something else, that empathy doesn't mean sacrificing your own well-being, that understanding someone's pain doesn't mean excusing their actions, and that breaking generational cycles takes more strength than I ever thought I had. Healing takes time. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. But it's also freeing. And for the first time, I feel like we're headed towards something better, not just for us, but for the generations that come after us.